Okay, so as I get going today, I want to talk about two things. First, I'm going to talk about trees. I work at the Arbor Day Foundation, okay? So that should be obvious. Second, I want to talk about the importance of clarity on purpose. Tony touched on that very thing, but it's so important. Now, working at the Arbor Day Foundation, the first question I always get is, so do you drive to Nebraska City every day? No, people don't realize we have over 100 employees in our corporate offices here in Lincoln, and we do work in more than 25 countries all around the world. One of the great things about doing work all across the world is we have the opportunity to go out and talk to people about trees, both throughout the United States and internationally. Whenever we do that, people are always kind of like, really? A nonprofit for planting trees in Nebraska? Makes a lot of sense. Do you even have trees in Nebraska? And we answer, yes, we have one. That's it. We take very good care of it. But being from Nebraska, there is a risk to us. And that risk is that we don't realize the magnitude of the issues that affect human life all throughout the world. And they are significant. For example, this year in the United States alone, 8.5 million acres of forested land were completely wiped out by forest fires. Over the last 5 years, each year we have recorded the hottest average temperature on record in the history of the earth that we can record. That makes our cities unsafe for certain populations to even be able to go outside and live. In 2017, there was $306 billion worth of property damage because of natural disasters. And that's not just property damage, but that's the loss of life and home and community for people. But it's not just that. Tony mentioned, there are people all throughout the world who do not have clean drinking water. They don't have clean air to breathe. People live in extreme poverty all throughout the world. What we found at the Arbor Day Foundation is we're out talking with people. We continue to be drawn into these conversations, though, about these challenges. These are the challenges that make your head hurt because there are no solutions, right? How do you attack these problems? But we keep getting drawn in because you see, trees are pretty amazing in that trees can serve as part of the solution to each one of those global challenges. In the United States, 180 million people get clean drinking water that originates in one of our national forests. 7 billion metric tons of carbon are sequestered by the world's trees every year. If you live in a community, in a neighborhood that is highly treed, the children in that neighborhood are 25% less likely to experience asthma and other breathing-related illnesses because of the trees in that community. And so what we see is trees help make our lives, our communities safer and healthier. And then finally, trees contribute $600 billion a year to our global economy. What we've come to realize at the Arbor Day Foundation is we have to elevate the awareness of trees as a part of the solution to those global issues. Because if I plant a tree in my community to increase my property value, that same tree is cooling our city. It's providing energy conservation. It is providing safer, healthier neighborhoods. Those trees are collecting and cleaning water for people to drink. They're cleaning our air. They're sequestering carbon. All of those things. And more importantly, they give an ability for people to come together in community and create impact for our world. It's because of that we've come to realize that if there is ever a time for trees, now is that time. And that realization has given us the confidence to launch an initiative where we are aiming to plant 100 million trees and engage 5 million tree planters over a 5-year period. It's a much more aggressive initiative than we have ever taken and the largest tree planting initiative by any nonprofit. But I want to come back to our single tree, right? This beautiful single tree. There's something awesome about a tree. For us at the Arbor Day Foundation, that's who we are. That's what we do. We are trees. We are very clear and distinct in why we exist. It's for trees. But that clarity of purpose allows more than 1 million members throughout the United States to become engaged, align with what we're doing, and take action. It allows some of the largest companies throughout the world to stand shoulder to shoulder with those individuals and plant trees to solve these issues. It allows those companies and those individuals to work with nonprofits and governments on an international, national, and local basis to make sure that work gets done. And as a result, in the United States alone, there are projects that take place every year that more than cover the United States and have real impact towards addressing those specific challenges we talked about. And all of that happens because of the single tree, that clarity of purpose that exists. The beautiful thing, though, is when you have a clarity of purpose, that creates alignment, and people can align with that purpose. It doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or you are a Democrat. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are. It doesn't matter if you are young or old. You can get behind the idea of planting a tree and stand hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder with others to create great impact. And ultimately, that is what we all seek, is to be a part of something that is much bigger than ourselves. So as I leave you today, I want to give you 2 challenges. The first challenge is go plant a tree, okay? It's the time. Plant a lot of trees because the impact will far exceed anything that you can imagine. But the second challenge that I want to give you is you have to be very clear about your purpose. Whether it's your organization, the people you are leading, whatever that is, you have to refine and be clear about purpose. Because when you do, you create alignment and you empower people to then go out and take action. Thank you.